When did a criminal hide in your school? I saw a police car parked right at the front entrance of our school. A crowd of students had gathered trying to figure out what was happening. Through the back windows, I could see Principal Graves and Officer Wyatt leaning in talking to someone inside. $20 says it's drugs, Ian said, pushing through the crowd. Remember when they busted that senior last month? Jaden shook her head. Nah, I heard someone got arrested in the bathroom during fourth period. Probably that fight from yesterday. We stood there for 20 minutes watching until the buses started honking. The cop car still hadn't moved and more officers had arrived. Something felt different about this compared to typical school drama. The next morning, our homeroom teacher, Mrs. Singleton, looked rattled as she took attendance. She kept glancing at the door and checking her phone. Finally, during the break between third and fourth period, she closed our door and turned to face us. I need to tell you all what happened yesterday, she said, wringing her hands. A former student, about 20 years old, snuck into the building during lunch. The class erupted with questions, but she held up her hand for silence. She explained how this guy had dressed like a current student and walked in with everyone returning from lunch. He'd spent over an hour going through unlocked lockers and stealing laptops from classrooms. Wait, that's why Mr. Curry was freaking out about his missing laptop? Catalina asked from the back row. Mrs. Singleton nodded. He took about 10 laptops total, plus phones and cash from student lockers. The only reason he got caught was because he stopped at the Tim Hortons down the street. She told us someone recognized him and called the school. Police arrested him right there with all the stolen items in his backpack. The weirdest part was that his mom was waiting in a getaway car just 2 blocks away. His own mother was helping him? Jessica gasped. That's insane. The whole thing is insane, Mrs. Singleton said. Imagine throwing away your future for some laptops. During lunch, I was sitting with Catalina when she showed me something on her phone. She'd found the guy's old social media from when he was a student. His last post before graduating was this long rant about the school ruining his life. Look at this, Catalina said, scrolling through his photos. He was actually pretty popular. Soccer team, honor roll, the whole thing. I leaned over to look when one photo made me freeze. It showed him standing with friends in front of locker 247, my locker. The same one I'd found mysteriously open yesterday, even though I always lock it carefully. Catalina, I said slowly. I told you nothing was missing from my locker, right? She nodded, then her eyes widened. Wait, you don't think? Before I could answer, there was a commotion in the hallway. 2 police officers were walking quickly toward the main office with Principal Graves. Through the cafeteria windows, we could see more cop cars pulling into the parking lot. Something's wrong, I said. This is way too much police presence for a simple theft. We followed the crowd gathering near the office. Teachers were whispering urgently, and some looked genuinely scared. Ms. Arellano, the attendance secretary, was crying at her desk while talking on the phone. Vice Principal Williams came out and started ushering students away. Everyone back to the cafeteria now. This doesn't concern you. But Ian had already overheard something. As we walked back, he whispered, I heard them say something about a missing student, someone from 10th grade. Missing since when? Jaden asked. I don't know, but they're checking attendance records from yesterday. The afternoon was chaos. They put the school on soft lockdown, meaning we couldn't leave our classrooms. Teachers tried to continue lessons, but everyone was distracted. Rumors flew on group chats faster than staff could shut them down. Finally, during last period, Officer Wyatt came to our classroom with a photo. It was a 10th grade girl named Melissa Arellano. He asked if anyone had seen her yesterday or today. Nobody had, but she wasn't someone most seniors would notice anyway. Her parents say she didn't come home last night, he explained. We need any information about her whereabouts. After he left, our teacher, Mr. Brooks, looked shaken. He kept glancing at his phone and finally just gave up on the lesson. We sat there in tense silence until the final bell. As we were leaving, I overheard 2 officers in the hallway. They were discussing security footage from yesterday. One mentioned something about the former student being seen on camera near the 10th grade lockers for an unusually long time. But all he took was electronics, right? The younger officer asked. The older one shook his head grimly. That's what we thought, until we ran his name through the system. I slowed down, pretending to organize my backpack to hear more. Turns out he escaped from Millbrook Psychiatric Hospital 3 weeks ago. He was committed after a breakdown, where he became obsessed with a fellow student. The doctors said he had elaborate delusions about needing to save someone. My blood went cold. I thought about my mysteriously open locker and the missing 10th grader. The pieces were starting to form a terrifying picture. The older officer continued. We found something else in the security footage. Right before he left the building, he was wheeling what looked like an audio equipment case, the kind the drama department uses, big enough to full story on channel linked below.